Hi guys, welcome to the live stream. This one is going to have a little bit of a serious topic because tomorrow is going to be Remembrance Day or Veterans Day if you're in the States. Just because I just think that there's just things that we need to remember every Remembrance or Veterans Day. Not just remember, the soldiers who fought for our freedom, but also the civilian casualties involved in the Second World War, especially those who were victims of the Holocaust. I just think they deserve our remembrance as well, not just those who fought for our freedom, because some civilians fought for freedom as well, freedom to be able to practice the religion they choose to practice. You know what I mean? Everybody has a right to practice, if you want to practice religion or if you don't. So I'm just going to list some facts here. So guys, if you come into the chat, I will be mentioning some channel stuff after, but I'm just going to bring up my notes here. So I might not be able to see when you come into the stream there, but I will say hi to you guys in a moment here. Okay, so I just want to mention some facts here. First off, Remembrance Day is not a stat holiday in Ontario, Quebec, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland. I think that it should be a statutory holiday nationwide. It's actually, though, the way it works in Canada, it's not actually up to the Prime Minister. It's actually up to each premier of each province what holidays are chosen to be statutory holidays. So here in Nova Scotia, they do have what's called a Remembrance Day Act. So what that means is it's up to the employer if they give employees November the 11th off or an alternate day, but they don't have to do that. So in a way, it's like you get a stat holiday, but you don't get paid for it. So it's at least they do that here in Nova Scotia. Like everything is closed tomorrow. You know what I mean? I think everything should be closed. I think it's also disrespectful to the veterans, people that fought for our freedom, to have everything open. Leave a day so everything is closed, so everybody can, pay their respects. You know what I mean? I just think that's very important. What else? Yeah, so I'm going to start with some trivia here. Which country has the most casualties, civilian and military, in World War I? Hey, Riley. Sorry, when we were in Ken's stream, I may have accidentally timed you out. I didn't mean to. I apologize for that. Okay, so you guys have any guesses? Which country, again, has the most casualties, civilian and military, in World War I? Which country do you guys think it is? Okay, I'm going to give you guys another moment. It's actually Russia, and the amount of casualties was 9,150,000. Okay, which country has the most casualties, civilian and military, in World War II? Any guesses? Okay, again, it's Russia, and the amount of casualties from World War II was 24 million. That's a lot. I can't believe that. 24 million. That's nothing compared to the Holocaust. Actually, to me, even though there may not have been as many victims of the Holocaust, is just as relevant, because nobody ever should be prosecuted or tortured just because of their religion or their religious beliefs. I mean, everybody has a right to believe what they want to believe, whether you agree with it or you don't. So I wonder if you guys know this. How many victims died from the Holocaust? This is a grand total. How many victims? Okay, so the total, there was 17 million people. Let that sink in for a minute. 17 million people. And these were just civilians. A lot of them were civilians. 17 million. Women, men, children, prison, you know what I mean? And it's not even just people of the Jewish religion. But I'll go into that further down below. 17 million people. That's a lot of people. You know what I mean? We need to remember, you know, the Holocaust and what happened as well. Every Remembrance Day, every Veterans Day, every holiday, we celebrate these people that fought for our freedom. So did these civilians. They fought for the right to, you know, practice the religion you want to practice, to live your life the way you want to live it. You know what I mean? That's why Remembrance Day and Veterans Day is so important. Like, for example, if any of you haven't seen it yet, it's not a new movie, but watch The Schindler's List. It's about, I can't remember his name now, this man who wrote this list, made up these fake names, I believe, to save, like, hundreds of Jewish people so that they wouldn't be killed during the World War. So many other stories I may not know about off the top of my head right now where people, like, you know, hid not just people of the Jewish faith, of other nationalities who were also being prosecuted, so that they could, you know what I mean? So there's civilian heroes as well as military. You know what I mean? Civilian heroes should also be celebrated. Civilians in general who fought for the right to live their lives the way, like I said, they want to live their lives. They should also be celebrated. Victims of the Holocaust should also be celebrated. Germany began prosecuting not just Jewish people, but it was Jewish, Roma, anybody that was incurably ill, anybody who got an illness where they had no hope of living, ethnic Polish and Slavic people, gay men, Soviet prisoners of war, and Jehovah's Witnesses. All those groups were victims of the Holocaust, not just Jewish people. It's also people of, it's a group called Roma. Anybody who was really sick, for example, had cancer or something that they wouldn't be able to recover from. Anybody who was just Polish or Slavic, anybody who was gay, anybody who was a prisoner of war, Soviet prisoner of war, Jehovah's Witnesses. So it wasn't just the Jewish people that were prosecuted, it was all these other groups, which I actually wasn't aware of. I was doing research this afternoon for this live stream. And yeah, it was all those other groups as well that were also prosecuted. Again, it's wrong, you know what I mean? Like, even today, some groups just have trouble allowing others to live their lives the way they want to live it. Now, if somebody's happy and they're not harming anybody, like, just leave them alone. Let them live their life the way they want, you know what I mean? But anyhow, I'm going to move on here from that. But we still should remember victims of the Holocaust, people who fought for us on these types of holidays where we think back on those who fought for our freedom. Not just the military, also remember the civilian heroes and the civilian victims, because they pay the price for our freedom too. Okay. And I don't know if you guys were aware, there's Canada declared war on Germany September 10th, 1939, officially entering World War II. But what date did Britain enter World War II? Do you guys know that? So what date did Britain enter World War II? It's not the same date as Canada. I know some of you might think that, but it's actually not the same date. Okay, the date Britain entered the World War was September 3rd, 1939. Well, wait, they started with 39. Canada actually chose to enter the war later when they felt it was the right time to. They didn't want to do it just because Britain was doing it, so that's why Canada came into the World War later. Which country was the oldest in the British Commonwealth at the time of World War II? At least World War II, at least in the beginning. Canada. Canada at that time was the oldest country in the British Commonwealth. And also just a little bit of history trivia here. At the beginning of World War II, Canada only had like hardly any ships at all in their military. By the end of the war, Canada had over 400 ships. So World War II is actually quite a pivotal moment in history for Canada, at least for the military, because that's where our military grew and in numbers and ships and so forth. In the Dieppe raid, Canada and Britain participated in the only major combined forces assault on France before the Normandy raid. In the invasion of Normandy, also known as D-Day, which country made it deeper into France than other Allied forces? Again, it was Canada. Where did Canada troops land on D-Day? Okay, they landed on Juno Beach. I'm sure a lot of you know that, but it's pretty common knowledge. So yeah, just some facts to think about. I know I had a great-grandfather who fought in World War I for Britain. My grandfather in World War II, he taught troops in courses and that. I'm not sure what he taught for the military, but just because his vision wasn't good enough for him to fight overseas, so he taught the troops in Canada before they, went overseas to fight. He taught the troops, I think, they're living on Vancouver Island, I believe, during the war. So yeah, a little trivia there. I have my grandfather was with the Queen's Own Rifle. I have a pin somewhere. I'm not sure where it is. Some of our stuff is in the storage room. We haven't moved out yet since we moved here. But you know what I mean? Every Remembrance Day, I just think of not just military and civilian victims of that war. You know what I mean? Everybody who died during that war, whether you were civilian or you're military, you all paid a price for our freedom. So I just want to say thank you to the Canadian military, to the American military, to military all over the world, because all of you help us keep our freedom. You know what I mean? The reason why we're able to live our lives the way we want to live it, we're free to live our lives the way we want to, is because those who fought for us to have the freedom, to have that freedom. You know what I mean? I think sometimes people take that freedom for granted. Or I remember saying, you just think of the military, people who fought in past wars for our freedom. It's not just military who fought for our freedom. Civilians, many civilians in the past, many wars, not just during World War II, but in any wars, just paid the price as well. You know what I mean? Just something to think about. I wish in Canada here we would more often say thank you to veterans. Say thank you that we have today. And as for the live stream, I might be switching it. So I think starting next week, I'm going to switch it to Friday because Heath may be starting a new job. He's going to be working 2 to 10 at night. So we won't be able to go grocery shopping till Saturday. And that's usually when I get sushi when we go shopping. So I may have to turn it into Sushi Saturdays and do the live stream on Friday. I'm not sure yet. That's what I'm thinking of doing. I will try and let you guys know during the week on our Facebook page and the Facebook group. I decide to do. I'll probably post a poll tonight. You guys just let me know what you think, and I may be switching it around. And that's the other thing I want to mention. As everything is closed tomorrow, and Heath and I are going to be paying our respects in the morning, and then later on we're going to be going to Peggy's Cove. Instead, for my one of my videos this week, I'm going to do a video at Peggy's Cove. So I am going to do one food review video for either Tuesday or Wednesday, and then Peggy's Cove video for the other one. Instead. So it's just going to be one food review this week, but it's still going to be two videos. So it'll be one Tuesday, another one Wednesday, except one's going to be more of a vlog kind of video. You know what I mean? I just thought it'd be I just want to show you guys Peggy's Cove. Earlier in the summer when we went there for vacation. I just showed some photos and that. But I just want to try and do a video actually there. I have to be really careful with my camera, of course. But yeah, so just because I want to do something a little different just for this week. But anyhow, I thank you guys for watching the live stream. Those of you who are watching the replay later, thank you for joining in. And whether you're watching live now or you're watching this replay, maybe just let me know in the comments what you're thankful for, what you think when you, how you celebrate Remembrance Day or Veterans Day. And then I'd just like to say again to military all over the world, thank you for your service. Thank you to civilians and military all around. Are you eating sushi on your live stream? Hi, Paul. Yeah, I guess I could do that. I don't know. I'll figure something out. And Paul, thank you for joining in, but I'm actually just about to end the stream there. Anyhow, guys, just let me know what you think in the comments and about Remembrance Day or Veterans Day. What you guys think of on this day when it comes to those who fought for our freedom. And thank you guys for watching. Oh, you're just watching. Yeah, I was in Ken's stream. Did you just end it? I know I was moderating there, but I had to leave there and come here. I think he was about to end the stream. He was eating teriyaki chicken and rice. It looked really good. Anyway, thank you for joining in, Paul, and Riley, if you're still here, thank you, and everybody else. Have a good weekend. And yeah, it just ended? Okay. Thanks, Paul, and thank you guys. Have a good night. Bye.